So we're at the Melbourne 4x4 show again, here with Peter, and we're here to talk about brakes. So talk us through what you guys do.
Well, a little bit about DBA.
Yep.
We've been manufacturing rotors for over 40 years. We distribute worldwide. It was a family-owned business. Back in 2018, we were bought by Emotive, which was formerly GUD, and we've since evolved from not only just brakes, we do pads, calipers, full range of hydraulics, wheel cylinders, hoses, brake shoes and the lot.
Yeah, okay.
So we've come a long way, and like I said, we distribute worldwide now.
Yep. So we're doing this 79 series, and we're doing all these upgrades to it. We're doing a GVM upgrade, and we're going along the journey, and we're like, oh, we better think about brakes, right? So we're building it to carry extra weight.
A lot of the end users, they go buy cars, brand new Toyotas, and they're fitted with factory OEM brakes. What Toyota and these manufacturers don't realise that we go buy these cars, and we fit GVM upgrades, and we fit bull bars, we fit tow bars, and the weight goes from 1.5 tonne all of a sudden to 4 or 5 tonne. And the factory brakes weren't designed to pull up those type of cars.
Yep.
So that's why with DBA we've effectively brought in a brake upgrade kit, cost-effective brake upgrade kit, that straight bolt on, bolt off, that will pull up the car.
Yep.
We've done testing on a 200 series, and we found that it pulled up the car 6.5 metres better than what the OEM factory brakes.
So there's probably a couple of things. Well, there's many things about brakes. It's like tyres. People think tyres are tyres and a brake's a brake, right? When you spend your life in the industry, there's a lot of differences, right? So talking about brakes, it's not just the stopping distance, right? It's also the endurance of the stopping distance, right? So brakes are about dissipation of heat. You don't want your discs to warp. You don't want your pads to delaminate. You don't want your braking capacity to fall apart while you need to stop a car, right?
That's exactly right.
So your focus is on finding a way to do this to deal with these extra loads in a effective and efficient way. So how do you guys achieve that in your discs to start with?
I'll just show you with a disc, one of our 4000 series discs. So it's made out of the high alloy carbon iron.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot stronger steel than your base metal steel. The other thing that's important, or that's what we're renowned for, is we have a patent kangaroo paw style ventilation system.
Yep.
Where other rotors on the market are a straight vein.
Yep.
So this will dissipate the heat
Yep.
a lot quicker, 20%, cool it down as well, which minimises brake fade,
Yep.
which gives you probably 20 to 30% more brake effectiveness.
Yep.
So when you need to pull up that car,
Yep.
this will cool it down and get it back to working temperature.
Yep. So essentially, for anyone that doesn't know, a brake works on friction, right? So you got a pad that grabs a disc. You put the pads onto the disc, it generates heat. So essentially, the air can travel in between to help dissipate the heat between the disc. So
Which will also make the disc last longer.
Yeah. So and stops it warping as well and things like that in the olden days at least.
People don't understand that. I think, like you said, brakes are brakes.
Yep.
And they go buy these cars and they put all this stuff on there, and the last thing they think about is brakes.
You put something like on this on a road environment where you're doing extra load capacity, it becomes your most critical point. You've got an accelerator, you've got a brake, right? One makes you go, probably more importantly, one makes you stop.
One could be the difference between having an accident and
Yep.
saving lives.
Yeah,
We'll
correct.
get to that. We've had stories where people are sending dash cam videos of cars cutting across them, and they've had to yank on the brakes, and actually they had DBA rotors and pads and actually stop them from having an accident.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's mind-boggling how some people forget about the braking. Should never cut costs on tyres, brakes, and suspension. Put on weight on your vehicle, bulk up your brakes.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a cost-effective way, and in the end, it could save your life.
Yeah, well, having race cars, I know what it's like when you've got brake failure or brake fade, or even pad knock-off, which is like brake failure for a second because your pads knock away and you have to pump the pedal back up. It's a really important part of everything we do in a car is stopping, right? So, look, we're really grateful to have you guys at the show with us. We're really grateful to be putting your gear on our cars.